Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have a quick few slides on our chapter review today, and then you'll have a worksheet or packet for the rest of the class period. So remember, the quiz tomorrow is on chapters 9.1, 10.1, and 10.3. So make sure we get everything figured out today. First question is going to be a warm-up that covers what we did yesterday a little bit. Our amplitude here, y equals 2 times sine of 3x plus 1. Our amplitude is going to be 2. Our period is 360 divided by 3, which is going to be 120 degrees. And then our translation is that we're going to move up 1. So I think yesterday we figured out that none of us have too many issues figuring this out. The issues come with graphing it. So what I'd like you to do now is pause the video, and you and your partners can draw this graph in your notes. Okay, hopefully you've had time to draw your graph. We have an eraser. We have an amplitude of 2 here, and our translation is up 1. So we're going to go up 1, and this is our new axis or sinusoidal axis, and that's just a terrible line. I apologize. But we have a sine function here, so we're going to start on our sinusoidal axis. And our amplitude is 2, so we need to go up to 2 and then back down to negative 1. Sorry, excuse me, up to 3 and then down to negative 1. And our period we said was 120. So this is what we did yesterday. Hopefully you have this down. If not, there'll be some example problems on the review to help you figure this out. Next slide. We are looking at, sorry about that, I think we are experiencing some technical difficulties. This next slide, what I want you to do is figure out with your partner, draw this unit circle in your notes, and put in that angle there with the 2 points, the coordinates that we need to figure out. And what I want you to do is fill in where 150 would go, where 30 degrees would go, where cosine and sine of 150 would go, and then cosine of 30 and sine of 30. So pause the video, draw this picture, and fill in your values. All right, now that you've had some time to fill these in, let's go through and do them to make sure we got them correct. 150 is going to be right, let me grab my hand thing here, is going to go right here. That is the angle measure from our positive x-axis all the way to our terminal side. 30 degrees should go right here. That's our reference angle for this triangle here that's been created by our 150 degree terminal side and our x-axis. Cosine of 150 would be this point right here. So our x-coordinate. And sine of 150 is also up here, but our y-coordinate. We should be able to use our unit circle and figure out what those 2 points are. Maybe? Who knows? I hope so. If you don't, you should look it up right now. Cosine of 30 degrees. That's going to be this x distance right here. And sine of 30 degrees is going to be this y distance here. Now, the last step is going to be to identify the coterminal angle. So really quickly, pause the video, see if you and your partner can figure out the coterminal angle. All right, the coterminal angle means that we have to start here in the positive x-axis and end up at the same terminal side. So instead of going positive 150 degrees, we can go the negative direction. And this is going to end up being 360 minus 150 degrees. And we get that to be negative 210 because we're going clockwise for the positive x-axis. So again, our coterminal angle is going to be negative 210 degrees. And our last slide, before we get started, is recalling these formulas, formula for a circle and formula for an ellipse. So what I want you to do is pause this, see if you and your partner can both write down the formula for a circle and formula of an ellipse without your notes. You will need to memorize those for tomorrow if you don't have them yet. Okay, hopefully we got these formulas down. Our formula for a circle should be x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, with r being our radius and hk being our center, remembering that these are going to have the opposite sign. Opposite sign. And then our formula for an ellipse is x minus h over a squared plus y minus k over b. And then that whole thing squared equals, it's tricky, I hope you remember, 1. All right, a is going to be our horizontal radius, b is going to be our vertical radius, h and k are still our center with opposite signs. Okay, I didn't draw this platypus up here if you were wondering. But that's all we have for today. The rest of the time you're going to work on your review worksheet. The answers should be posted on your smartboard in class, and take the rest of the time to review. Hopefully you can get any questions you have answered by tomorrow. If not, come in and see me in the morning. Don't ask me right before the test. Okay? Good luck.